Welcome back to Nifty Garage. My name is Sheldon. I have a 370Z above me, and I'm going to show you how to remove the complete rear subframe out of the car. The drive shaft disconnected. We have the exhaust out of the car. The wheels are out of the car. If you have this subframe that we're pulling out, has no diff and no axles, but just ignore that. If yours has diff and axles and you're pulling this out to either swap all the arms or put solid subframe bushings in or repairing your broken subframe, you can leave everything complete. It's if you want to or not. First things first, I'm going to come around here, and there's a couple options of how you're doing this. Like if you're on coilovers or if you're on stock suspension, you can either take the 12s off from right there, or you can take the 17 off from right here. Since I'm taking the full complete subframe out, I am going to take the 12s out of the top first. So first things first, we're going to remove these 12s up from the top. There's 1 and 2. And if you're putting yours back in, don't be so careless with all the fallen bolts and nuts that you're going to see. You're going to want to organize it. I'm going to show you the way that I'm going to get the caliper line off of this. The way that you're going to do it is different. I'm going to tell you how, but we always clamp the brake lines on here so we don't have leaks in the yard. So I'm going to clamp this, cut this, but what you're going to do is you're going to take this is a 10, and you're going to loosen this 10 off of here before you pull this clip. So I'll show you removing the clip, but you're not going to cut your brake line. Don't cut your brake line, you're gonna regret it. You're just gonna take that 10, loosen that off, and then pop this clip off, and then the caliper line will be free. So what that does is that clamps the brake line so that it can never be used again. Then I'm gonna get my cutters right here, cut the line. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this 10, loosen this off, and once that is loose, you're gonna slide this retainer clip out of here, tap down, and the brake line will come free. Let's go to the other side. All right, now that we have the car up, which you don't have to have it up if you're working on the ground, just imagine that you're laying on the ground right now and you're under the car. We're gonna come up to the e-brake cables. Those are two 12s. We're gonna undo those. These slide straight down. You're gonna wanna pull them out of these little metal clips right here. Slide that down. Same thing for the passenger side. Kind of just pull that through there. We already have the e-brake assembly off on the inside, so yours will stay something like this. But you're going to twist this e-brake cable, and you're going to see a slot. And then the e-brake cable will come out. Same thing with this side. Rotate that cable. This will slide out. All right, so now that the front portions of the e-brake cables are off, if you are planning on taking apart your whole hubs and knuckles and everything, you're going to want to take these 12s off. I'm going to take these off right now because we're processing the whole rear end after this. All right, so now that the e-brake cables are completely free, we can go on to dropping the actual subframe. So a lot of people overthink the subframe, thinking that it's a ton of work. There really isn't a lot of things that need to get taken off to pull your subframe. So we're going to pull these two 14s out of the front portion of the subframe, and then the rest are just 19s. So there's one, there's two. If you're on the ground, you're going to want to start bracing the car. I always suggest putting if you have 4 jack stands, that's the best way to do it. Put 2 jack stands somewhere on this rear portion, and then you're going to put 2 more jack stands on the front portion. You can either put it under here, these spots, or if your jack stands are tall enough, you can go up to there. But now all we have is 4 19s on all these subframe points, and the subframe's going to come out. All right, and the last step before you drop your subframe, if your diff is still in the car and your axles are still in the car, this is the plug for your diff sensors. So you're going to want to unplug this and pop this away from the diff, because the diff is going to separate, and if you don't, you're going to stretch these wires, and then you're going to be doing wiring repair, and you don't want to do that. So there's one there. Just unplug that, make sure that you can see the chassis up there, and then there's another cable or another plug that comes over here, and that is actually attached on the back side. So get that out of there. Unplug this. And now the diff sensors are free and you are safe to drop the subframe. Just imagine that, well, if you're on a lift, kudos to you because it makes things a million times easier. If you're on the ground, just imagine that you aren't and you're using a lift and you're putting jack stands here, 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 and there. We're gonna let the car come down with the lift and then we're gonna unbolt all these, the 419s, and then raise the car up and the subframe will separate. If you still have springs in the car, when you drop this down, the springs are gonna be under tension. So they're not gonna come flying out at you. Just kind of be aware that there's a loaded spring right here and a broken arm, which hopefully yours doesn't look like this, but we're gonna do the back ones first. Like that. Go over to this side. Drop that down. This is gonna be a secondary piece of the subframe that's gonna come off. And now we'll do both front parts of the subframe. That is right here. So remove that, and then this is gonna slide down. You can let that hang. So if you're wondering why I'm letting that side hang, this side doesn't have a side skirt on it. That side does. This is the little rubber piece that connects, for whatever reason, from there to there. This is the last bolt. And now, the subframe should come down. And if you have your diff and axles in there, normally the weight of the subframe will pull it out. But since this subframe is kind of light, it didn't come down. All right, so that is out. Let's raise the car. And if you are using a lift and you have your shocks undone this way, just kind of keep a good eye on the shocks because they do like to grab on the inner fenders and you don't want it to fall off of whatever you're pulling it off of or putting it onto. This is also a little rubber cone that sticks with the chassis always. So I pull both of those off. I'm just verifying, making sure that we're not getting caught on anything, and we can go all the way up. All right, and that is how you remove your subframe out of your 370Z. It really isn't as complicated as everyone thinks it is. It's probably under 12 bolts and nuts that you have to take off.